Hello everyone, it's maryaprado back with another video. So this is a little bit of an unplanned video. I wasn't planning on making this video ever because I don't know. But I was thinking about it today and it's been almost a year, so I feel like I'm ready to just talk about it. Like, I'm like setting this up to make it seem like it's something so huge that happened to me. Nothing big happened to me, but today I am going to be talking about the real reason why I dropped out of college last year. So specifically, I dropped out of FAU, Florida Atlantic University, because, well, you'll find out. So it all started when I started college in 2018. I started as a business major. I had no interest in business, so it was my own fault. I chose business because people told me that you make a lot of money as a business major. So I chose business even though I knew I wanted to work in like media and communications and stuff. I was like, no, I'll do business because then I'll make a lot of money. So I started as a business major. And so first semester of college, I was technically already in my second year because I did a year of dual enrollment in high school where you take classes for free at a community college. So I was already in my second year, so I was already taking some business classes and I just hated it. I didn't like it. I didn't like business. I had no interest in business. But I felt like it's the only thing I could do because I wasn't a science person and I wanted to get, because college is so expensive, that I wanted to get a degree that I knew would get me a job when I graduated. I didn't want to get a degree that couldn't guarantee me a job. And this was before I knew, because at this moment, I thought that I was interested in like majoring in film, and film doesn't guarantee you a job. So at this point in my life, I knew I liked film and like YouTube and stuff, but that field was so unpredictable that at the time I wasn't like brave enough, I guess, to pursue that. So I chose the safe route, which is a route I didn't like. So first semester, I failed math. It was methods of calculus. I failed calculus, and so I had to retake it the next semester. In my next semester, I also started taking accounting. Well, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. In November of my first semester, I found out that there was an opportunity for me to study abroad at the American Business School in Paris. So I applied, I started that whole process, and since the year I did of community college, I didn't get the best grades because I didn't take it seriously. They told me that if my GPA went below like a 2.5, I couldn't go, and I had to get the grades. I also had to get the correct credits, enough credits to go, so I had to pass accounting and calculus in order to go to Paris. So second semester, I start taking accounting, I start taking calculus all over again, and accounting right off the bat, I knew my brain did not have the facility. I have trouble focusing. I've never studied, I've never had to study. I literally passed high school by pure luck, honestly, because I typically got like B's, like low A's in high school, but let's be honest, high school is easy. So I've never learned how to study, and I could never just sit down and study. So when accounting came, I really did try. I tried to understand like what it was, but it did not help that the teacher he didn't vibe. I didn't vibe with him. I didn't like his teaching style. Like, really, he would just go through PowerPoints and talk about the PowerPoints, and I didn't understand it. And then calculus, I was actually doing so well. Like I had such a good professor. Like, he was so good at actually teaching calculus that for the first time in my life, I was understanding math so well. But then March happened, and everything I was going up, I was rising up, I was doing well in accounting. I was getting, I think, I had like a B, which was doing well. I was kind of understanding. I wasn't understanding it fully, but enough to like pass. Then March came. Ow. Oh my God. Ugh. I'm wearing a contact and it literally just started hurting so bad. So my eye's gonna be, ow. Great, now it looks like I'm crying. They literally just felt like they like ripped inside my eye. Oh my God, that hurt. Anyways, in March I got sick. I have cystic fibrosis. I've had it my whole life, and it's always been very like normal. Like, I was never someone who would get sick a lot. I wasn't hospitalized a lot. I've always been relatively healthy. But in March, that is when my health slowly declined. I got sick. It was right around spring break, so I was like, oh, this is chill. I'll just go in for a quick little tune-up and we'll do the tune-up, stay in the hospital. I ended up staying in the hospital for 2 weeks, but I was supposed to be 4 days, but ended up 2 weeks because of insurance issues. But I was like, nah, this is fine. I'll just go. It's spring break, so I won't miss much of my classes. I'll get out and I'll be better than ever. So I got out of the hospital. I recovered, went back to school. And then a week later, I started getting fevers again and started feeling sick again. So they put me on more antibiotics and I got better, like oral antibiotics, and I got better. But then after I stopped taking those, I quickly got sick again. And it was just back and forth of that until July, when one morning I woke up, oh my God, there's a hair somewhere. Until July, when one morning I woke up coughing up blood and I had to be hospitalized again, but then I was fine. So with this sickness, in the middle of all this craziness, I visited LA, Los Angeles, on my birthday. My 19th birthday, I went to Los Angeles. This was the in-between sickness. It was when I was on antibiotics, so I was doing good. I went for 4 days and it literally changed my whole mindset. Ever since I was a kid, I have dreamt of living in Los Angeles, like for as long as I can remember. It's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in the industry, the entertainment industry. I wanted to, whatever it was, whether it be filmmaking, acting, singing. I'm not a good singer, so that's out of the picture, but like just anything, you know? I wanted to be in that world. And so when I visited LA, and like I even like, we went past UCLA, which used to be my dream school, and just all of these things of seeing like what my life could have been and the life that I wanted, it really changed pretty much everything for me. I realized, like, what am I doing? Like, wasting my time studying something I don't even like. And also, one of the reasons I stuck with business is so I could go to Paris, which, stupid idea. Don't choose a major and stick with a major based on study abroad opportunities. Because at this point, when I was in LA, I was ready, like everything was set for me to go to Paris in September. But after this trip, and because of my health, it was like up and down, I ended up saying, okay, in the beginning of the summer, I was like, no, I'm gonna cancel, because I was supposed to go for 2 semesters, fall and spring. So I decided to email them and I was like, I can't go to the fall. I'm gonna switch to the spring only to give myself more time. And then as the summer progressed, I sat on it for a bit and I really thought about it and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do business. I have always known I didn't want to do business. Even my mom knew, everyone knew that business was not the route for me. So I switched to a media studies major, which is the only like film related major they really had at FAU. And so I switched to that, canceled the whole study abroad thing, and I was set to major in that. A little issue though, I was studying at the Boca campus and most of the media studies classes were at the Davie campus. And so what? Anyways, as I was saying, I had to drive to Davie pretty much for every class. And then once I started the classes, like my health at this point, by the way, I feel like I kind of forgot to mention all of that. It was getting better. It was slowly getting better. I went through a good period, but then classes started. And this is where it gets, I think this was more in my head, but the dorms. I could say where I was staying because I don't live there anymore, and I don't go there anymore. So I was living in IRT, Indian River Towers. I think that was what it's called. I couldn't ever remember. And I didn't see my roommates. I lived in a single. I didn't see my roommates. The room was always super cold. I started having nightmares. I started having sleep paralysis every night. I was having such bad dreams, like demonic, literally dreams. And I know a lot of people don't believe in this, like spiritual things, but I truly believe that dorm was haunted. Because like, it was just the feeling in there, the energy in there was so dark. And that was not helping with everything else that was going on with my health and all of that stuff. Like one time I was walking to my dorm and I literally saw a black shadow run across the hallway. Now I could be seeing things, I could be insane, but I did see that shadow and it sent shivers literally through my whole body. It was just not good. And combined with that, I was not enjoying the film classes they had there. To paint a picture, I was in a TV production class and I was the only 19-year-old there. And pretty much everyone else was over 30 and they were all men, except for some women, barely, but mostly 30-year-old men. And they feel a sense of entitlement. They feel like they're just better than you. And I really picked up those vibes in that class. And I didn't feel fair. Like the professor was giving us assignments, like a whole short film. And you know, I could do a short film, I've made one before, but it was like, they gave you like 2 weeks to do it. And every other person in the class already had their set cast. They had their job, they had like film crew, they had all those resources and I had nothing. I was just starting out and I was just realizing like, I was never like one to like, I wanted to be part of that industry, but I didn't want to be like a filmmaker. But like, I'm more in like the communications, like social media publicity. That's more what I want to do, or like screenwriting. And they just didn't, the film program is not very diverse. It's just one, and it's like film director. And that wasn't me. That's not what I wanted to do. And the whole driving to Davie every day, like driving in the Miami area is just awful. The traffic, the class was at 9 a.m. The traffic was insane. And I was paying all this money to live in that stupid dorm. And it was just, I didn't like it. And then I got sick again. And it was actually appendicitis this time. So it wasn't my lungs, but it was still another thing. So I missed more school. And then in October, I was still struggling with my lungs and I was still trying to figure out a way to get healthier. And I was also frustrated with the school. I was frustrated with the media studies program, and I was just feeling so lost. And I didn't know what I wanted. Like I had an idea, but I didn't know what major catered to that. I do now. But at the time, I didn't know. I felt lost. My mental health was just gone. Being in the hospital for long periods of time drains you. It makes you feel awful. It's not good for your mental health. And I was in the hospital a lot last year. And so my mental health, I felt like there was so much weight on my shoulders. I felt so unhappy, honestly, in that school. So my dad came to me because he could see that I wasn't doing well. I was on the verge of and he was like, hey, you know, you could drop out if you want. And I was like, because at that point I never even considered dropping out. At that point I was like, no, I'm just gonna suffer through it. I could get through it. And he was like, you could drop out if you want, we'll understand. You need to take care of your health, both mental and physical. But the thought, like when you're in college, like when you have like your whole life planned out, I always have been a planner. And mine was like, graduate high school, go to college, graduate college, get a job. But I never even considered dropping out of college and not doing college. And so when my dad mentioned that, I was like, no, that's crazy. But then I really started thinking about it and I was like, yeah, I have to do this. I was not gonna be able to make it through this semester. I was miserable. I felt so alone and I didn't want to be there anymore. So I actually ended up getting a medical withdrawal because I was very sick. So that was pretty easy. I got a medical withdrawal. I moved out of my dorm shortly after and I dropped out. And when I tell you, I felt like the weight just lift off my shoulders. I literally have felt the freest I've felt my whole life. I knew in that moment that was the right decision for me and I had made the right choice because of how it made me feel when I finally did drop out of FAU. Also, no hate against FAU, it just wasn't right for me. Yeah, don't want to get sued. So after that, I finally got on a good like medication thing. I take antibiotics like every other month. 1 month I take this one month I take another one, just back and forth. And that has definitely stabilized my health. I I've also been working out and just being more active, and that has also increased my health. So health-wise, I'm doing a lot better. Mentally, I'm doing a lot better. This past month, I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety, like the feeling of impending doom constantly, but that's just regular old anxiety, and I'm learning to deal with it. I am a lot better now. After I dropped out, I thought, well, since I'm not in school, I need something to do. And so I revisited my old passion of YouTube. I have always wanted to be a YouTuber. Like, it has been my dream since I was 10. I started my first YouTube channel when I was 10. Like, my biggest regret in my life is that I did not keep up with my channel back then, that I didn't continuously make videos, that I would just make videos like once a year. Like, it makes me so mad that I didn't keep up with it, because who knows where I would be now. But I thought, you know, no more wasting time, no more feeling like I could be doing YouTube. So I started making videos, and here I am, still making videos. And it's been almost a year since I dropped out. I told myself when I dropped out that I was gonna give myself a year to figure things out, and then I would come up with a plan. And so far, I still want to be a YouTuber. I still want to make videos, but I recently come to find an opportunity that I really want to pursue. I'll still do my YouTube. I'm just looking into applying to a new school. I'm looking into going back to college, because college wasn't the problem. It was like college itself, like education wasn't the problem. It was, one, the school I was at, my state of mind at the time, and the program. So I recently found a school that has the exact program that I want and the exact environment that I want. And I'm in the process of applying. Hopefully I get in, hopefully it all works out. I'm not gonna say much else about that because it's still in the very early processes, but I'm finally looking into going back to school. So yeah, all of this to say is, just because your college experience isn't the most traditional, like you either take a gap year in the beginning or in the middle, maybe you need a break in the middle, you don't have to follow the traditional path. You could go to community college, you could study abroad, you could take online college. Like, you don't have to do the whole, like, straight out of high school, 4 years of college, graduate, get a job, that. If it doesn't work for you, you could find other ways to work that will work for you. I feel like when you're in college, it's very like frowned upon to drop out. Like, we all always joke about dropping out, like, oh, I'm just gonna drop out, but like, it's just not something that people like really consider, no matter how horrible they feel. And yeah, this is why I dropped out. I hope I like addressed everything. I've decided I want to be more open on my channel, so you guys could just get more of like a sense of who I am and what I'm about and my life and why I do YouTube. I'm not just doing it for, I don't even know why other people do YouTube. I do it because I genuinely love it. Like, every time I finish a video, I always feel so like fulfilled and proud and happy, and YouTube has literally helped me so much. Like, I've been genuinely so much happier since I started making videos again. And yeah, that's it for this video. Sorry if I look like I'm crying, I'm not. It's my contacts. They've been giving me issues. So my health is better, my mind is better, and I have a set plan of what I want to do at 20 years old. It took me 20 years to really figure out what I want and to be brave enough to actually go after that. Because the career path I have chosen, which is YouTube, it's not like a set path. Like, it's all about luck, honestly. Like, you put in the work and just hope that people watch your videos. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I hope, if you have any questions, anything that I didn't address, feel free to comment down below. I didn't realize this video would be too long. I didn't really plan much ahead. I just spoke from the heart. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at maryaprado_. I also have a TikTok, and my username is maryaprado. And yeah, peace, love, bye.